Yo, what is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 395. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
Sup, people? How's it going?
Carlos Romero.
Yo, yo, yo.
Adam Vale.
Hey, how you doing?
Brett Murdoch.
What's up?
And Brian Majoma.
We're getting closer to the darkest times.
Are we? Oh, man. Hope everybody is doing okay after today's news. But we don't talk about that here. I've always said, like, on Throwdown, even if, like, 9/11 Part 2 happens, we won't talk about it. We're here
Something
to
happened
get you...
today?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
Oh, shit. I'm like Adam. I don't know what the hell happened.
I live in Alaska, so shit's different out here.
There's
nothing on the mainland matters to us here. We got other shit going on.
Yeah.
Is that the
stuff? Is it the Ben Affleck stuff? What's going on? Well, we'll save it for the after show. But
I mean, you know, the whole recession shit. You know that I'm saying, like,
oh yeah, you guys are dealing with that.
Oh,
yeah,
we've been plenty recessions.
Yeah, now it's just confirmed. But you're right. You know, kids.
There's a recession in 2018.
Yeah, You know what's funny about recessions? They happen more often than people realize.
Oh yeah. Remember during that PS3 360 time, that 2007, that shit was real bad.
Yeah, man. I mean, we talked about this before. These consoles may have to last a little longer than usual.
Well, there you go. Maybe they'll give them some time to make some fucking games.
See, well, that's the difference. And the other one, the 360 and the PS3, yeah, that generation lasted longer, but we had plenty of games. They were always coming out. This is different. These are going to last long, and we don't have shit pretty much. At least 2 years in, and it's like trickles.
By the time they're making anything that takes advantage of the technology that they're using, computers are already beyond ray tracing. They're already past all that stuff, and it's going to be just like the PlayStation 4 generation, all over again.
Oh no!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you're right. Things are going to be moving ahead. I don't want to discuss that whole RTX 4090 news, man. That's the only one that's supposed to be coming out this year. None of the other models. Just that one, the most expensive one. You know,
of course, that's how.
But it also makes sense, right? You know, if you know, because those things are going to sell out instantly, so may as well make it the most expensive one.
It's good, man.
They got to make their money somehow.
Yeah, basically. And the shortage.
Maybe all the money people are throwing at them will make them make a manufacturing plant in the United States as opposed to depending on.
That's what the White House was talking about today. They want to make a semiconductor plant right here. I mean, we already have some, but it's just more, I guess, right?
We should in general we shouldn't.
Don't they have TSMC in fucking Arizona or something? So
I think they're building one.
They're building one. The thing about a lot of this sort of stuff is this was going to happen. People have warned about this happening. If something were to happen to the chief manufacturing area in the world, how badly will it affect things? And obviously it did. So that means you shouldn't have all your chicks in one basket.
Germany's dealing with that right now with gas. With the whole thing that they were getting from Russia. And it was like, shit, they had that pipeline that was just, everything was coming from Russia. They're like, shit, if we ever had an issue with them, we're fucked.
And there was was it food coming out of Ukraine? And
Ukraine, same thing. A lot of areas can't get food because they were getting all their grains from
Ukraine. We are living in some fucked up times. So,
but it's that, and also it just shows which countries are reliant on which other ones. Like, oh shit, I didn't know that. I know that.
Well, you know, all governments make all kinds of different deals in order to get the things that they need. You know, places in the United States that produced pork, you know, that went all to other countries. You know, when all that trade disputes and stuff started happening, that affected a bunch of Americans too. So there's all kinds of deals that made, and nobody ever thinks about the repercussions of a lot of this stuff.
Well, people are short-sighted. That's the problem. The only thing about you don't think about the long-term ramifications of shit. You know.
Mm-hmm. But that Mega Million's over $1 billion.
Hey, let's go. Oh man, Adam, what's up? Let's go.
Right, we could do this. We gotta be in it to win it, like they used to say. Remember,
we're gonna split that between all the Throwdown members. You know.
Yeah. No, we won't even say who we won. They'll just be like,
Oh, that'd be fun.
Man, I got this nice ass house.
Yeah, no, all of a sudden Carlos actually shows up on camera with gold chains and shit.
Nah, Carlos will just have like a substitute that sits in for him.
Right? No, yeah,
because he don't want nobody to know what he looks like.
No, he won't give a fuck. He's got all that money, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you just have.
He's got robot security guards and shit.
You have Carlos knocks out the life model decoy, sits it right there, and they're like, "Hey guys."
Well, I mean, instead of my backdrop being
Brett's house gets like two more stories bigger for some weird reason.
Yeah. Anyway,
Brian magically gets an air conditioner.
Yeah, oh man.
Brian,
go ahead.
Quick side note, Brian. Do you have those crazy ass British windows that don't fit fit normal sized air conditioners? Like the long ones.
I think so. And the space is rented, so we can't even modify it. So we're stuck.
Yeah.
That's how it would be. Anyway, we're vamping a little bit because we want Chris to show up for our lead story. But while we do that, Adam, you've been like doing some scientific work on the Steam Deck, man.
And
numbers.
Just putting everything on it, just to test, to see what works, what does it. I've been using Simu to get Wii U games on there, and I've had it working for a little bit. Took some screenshots, and then there was an update. I did the update. It broke the shit. And it's because it's not a proper version for Linux. It's the Windows version, and then you're just emulating it for Proton to work. And so it's got some hiccups. I'll fix it up. But then I was messing with some other ones. PS2 works fine with no issues. Got some 3DS games working. That's great because then you can flip it where you just have the main screen, or if you want the touch screen, you can put it up on the corner, or you could assign it to a button. So you just press a button and then it'll flip to the bottom screen. And since there's the touch screen on the Steam Deck, it also works in that way. So that's cool. But the newest one that I've been working on is doing PS3.
PS3.
And it works, man. It works. All you got to do is you get the emulator, which is over on the Discovery Store. Don't worry about it. Just you'll do a search, you'll see emulation, and it's there. You'll see it's PS3. And you go to PlayStation's official site, or you just type in PlayStation 3 firmware and Google. It takes you to the official site. It's legal shit. Just get the firmware. They provide it because sometimes people don't have internet connection for the update, so they let people download the firmware onto a flash drive. Well, once you copy this firmware over to your Steam Deck, put it in your downloads folder, whatever. Once you have the emulator running, you click on File. It'll say an option, open up firmware, select the firmware, and that's it. It loads the firmware. Next step, where's your ROMs? You'll find that also online anywhere. Type PS3 ROMs.
We do not endorse that.
No, we don't endorse it. Don't endorse it. But you know what? In the time where they're shutting all these eShops down, this might be the only way that you'll be able to keep these things. But whatever, it's out there. And right off the bat, it works. Some games need some other tweaks, but there's the official site for the ROM. I'm blanking on the ROM's name, the emulator's name.
We don't need to worry about
RPSE3. But anyway,
I mean, we don't condone that kind of stuff.
No. But on the official wiki, they just have little tweaks that you could make. If, let's say, you're having little hiccups, not everybody has it, but maybe if you're having some little, this acting weird, there's ways to lock the frame rate and stuff like that, just to make things work. But that is awesome to know that is possible on this device, and it's to play all these classic games.
It's magic.
Yeah, I got to play my Rockstar table tennis. I got Wii running on there, and that's the only game I cared about because they never made one for the PC. Even when Rockstar had their launcher, remember they had their own server? I'm like, it's definitely going to be on there. Nope, not on there. As if the shit doesn't even exist. There's no mention of the damn game. And it's upsetting because on one end, I know that Microsoft paid for it, but then Rockstar produced it. But then, how come no one's going forward with a future release of anything? I mean, there's a backward compatible one on the Xbox, and that's it.
Maybe it's because it didn't do amazing.
I guess, but
that's usually what stops these things from happening.
But then, in other situations like Sleeping Dogs, that did great, and that also fell apart. They were working on that Triad Wars. It was an MMO, and then it fell apart, and they left it.
Sleeping Dogs still exists. In fact, they did a re-release not long ago.
That's what
but it isn't. You know, but it's probably not going to get anything else.
They're gone. The studio, everything is gone. That's what I'm saying. It did well. It did well on both ends. It did well on the original release. It did well with the definitive edition that they released. And we're like, oh, definitely going to get a sequel. No, not happening. And again, it's our boys at Square Enix. They, you know how picky they are with their shit and numbers. So if it doesn't hit a certain threshold, then they don't do anything. So it sucks. But there's still an audience, and that's what my issue is. There's still an audience for that one. There's still people that like the Rockstar table tennis. I haven't tried it on this. I don't know if in the multiplayer, we're probably not because it's linked as the Wii. But on the Xbox, if I play and I go to do a matchmake, I find people. There's people still out there playing because it's the only one of its kind. It's the only one. So it's awesome. It's an awesome device. You know, I enjoy it. If there's people in the chat, have anyone, or even people here, has anyone ever played One Finger Death Punch 2? It's a PC game. It's also on Xbox and all of them, but that game got me hooked. And that's not even any of these emulator ones. I just can't believe it's sucking up all my time because
it's just a regular game on Steam, right?
Yeah, just regular game on Steam. And apparently the first one was part of Microsoft's Xbox 360 arcade. Remember when they used to do the Wednesday arcade games, the indie games showcase? They would release, and it was one of those. So it first debuted on the 360, and I just right over. I'd never seen it, never heard of it. And then some people were talking about it. I was like, all right, let me check this out. I'm like, holy shit, I got hooked because I was playing Kung Fu, which I loaded from the NES and all the runs over on the Steam Deck. And I was like, man, I wish there was more games like this. I missed this, you know? And everyone kept saying, oh, there's One Finger Death Punch. Just play that. That's it. That's the future. I was like, oh, all right, let me check it out. And sure enough, they were right. It's awesome.
Nice stuff. All right, man. Now that we have a full crew here, Chris, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, man. Going good. All right, we're getting into our first story. And Chris, this is kind of something you and I feared would happen. So some news came out about GTA 6. Everyone's focusing on one thing, which we'll get to. I'm more fixated on something else they said in this report. Apparently, they said, and remember, this is something you and I feared, that they're going to change the culture at Rockstar. They're going to change the frat boy culture. This is what they're saying. So remember what we said? It's like, oh, you know, now that Dan Houser's out there, things are probably going to change. And Rockstar, you know, the GTA games specifically, were always pushing the envelope. They were offending everybody. I don't know about this new one.
Oh, that's what you thought people would complain about? I thought
no. I'm not talking about that. So this is something me and Chris were worried about, you know. So Chris, what's your take on this? That specific part of this news that, you know, they're changing the culture at Rockstar.
Here's the thing. It's funny they were talking about this frat boy culture because while I was there, I didn't see any of that. There was no. I mean, I didn't work in Rockstar North, right? Rockstar North is in Scotland and West is in San Diego. They had the recording studio on Long Island, and I was at the main office, and down on Broadway. Everybody was just fucking busy working. The only time they partied was like office parties, and that was always off-site. The long hours, that's true. The crunch was there. Everybody was busy, like, even working weekends and stuff. But this whole thing now that they're complaining about, I didn't see that, and I was. Now I'm almost gone there like 10 years ago, right? I didn't see that back then. So it was weird to me they're complaining about it, but I feel like that was kind of ginned up to allow them to kind of virtue signal a little, like, we're going to change the culture, we're going to change our games and be more sensitive. Well, here's the thing. People have an expectation with Rockstar games and the type of games they put with Grand Theft Auto specifically. This is not Midnight Club or Red Dead or whatever. GTA fits in a certain mold. It's a gritty satire on life,
on life,
yeah. But you're from the point of view of a criminal, but the world around you is kind of fucked up in different ways based on the time period you're doing. Yeah, exactly. But if now you're saying like, we're not going to punch down on certain groups or whatever, they punched down on everyone. There was nobody safe from the type of satire they were doing. They hit everyone. That's fine. If everybody's getting hit, then who's getting offended? It's just for everyone, right? Everyone's gets tagged in and whatnot. But now you're saying, well, certain people, and that to me is a huge problem. And I know that Dan Houser leaving was a sign that change was going to happen, and they probably pushed him out. Take-Two probably pushed him out, said, this culture is changing and you change with it or you go. And he's like, all right, fuck it, I'll take my parachute and I'm out of here. Right? You leave the company that you founded, that's a big deal. It's a big deal because he wrote on a lot of those games. Don't forget, he wrote like Red Dead, both Red Dead games he wrote on. He's written on the GTA series, all of them. But now he's gone. And that was a bad sign. That's when me and Tony were like, well, that's probably the end of GTA as we know it. And now they're confirming it. They confirmed it pretty big with this latest statements in Bloomberg.
Yeah, I'm going to read this real quick. This is, from my gen, but they're paraphrasing what was in Bloomberg. The report also points to a more progressive mindset at the company in narrative terms, too. Bloomberg says that a mode called Cops and Crooks was shelved before release following the 2020 police killing of George Floyd and has not been considered for release since. The company is also focusing on making fewer jokes in GTA that, quote-unquote, punch down at marginalized groups. So, yeah.
But think about it. People are very sensitive now.
That's the problem.
That's the thing. So it's like if they do come out with with their raunchy humor, which is what we expect, and we're okay with it. That's just a franchise. The backlash might be through the roof because remember this game came out almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, but remember that was always the thing about GTA. Like it was supposed to offend people.
But the climate was never like this, man.
Yeah, I know. I understand that, but like. It's just sad that even GTA has to,
change the name. It's no longer GTA. You can't do that.
Yeah, and also you can't let a very loud and vocal minority dictate the entire course of your company and products, right?
Well, that's what's happening in the culture in general right now, dude. Right. Let's just be honest.
But then what's the result of that, right?
Shit.
Yeah, exactly. And then lost profits.
Yeah.
We've seen this again and again. And, I don't, people, hear the term "get woke, go broke." It's true. It's almost should be like Murphy's Law. They need to name it after someone, because it happens, right? If you dictate to people how they should live, and you don't provide proper escapism, right? That is the problem. It's like if you replace escapism with activism, you're going to hurt your profit margin. It's as simple as that. And if they do that here, it's going to happen, right? And you're going to see the worst drop-off from one success to a failure that you've ever seen. GTA 5 is the most successful piece of entertainment sold.
Yeah.
Right? Not game, just entertainment, period. Right? You go into this game, and it's just, I don't know, I want to say a clusterfuck of activism. You're just going to see the profits fall. And Take-Two is going to scratch their head and go, oh, we don't understand. That's what the culture told us they wanted, right? No, but that culture doesn't buy anything. They yell a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't listen to people on Twitter. These people don't buy stuff, So that's very disturbing right there that this is going to happen. We'll see, obviously.
The other issue I know you guys are coming, but the one that I heard, because I was on Reddit and we were trying to talk about this, and it was when they were talking about the passes of how they were going to grow and see add-ons and stuff like, oh, here we go. They're going to follow like all the other ones and start charging for all the content separate. It's not going to be one big package, open world. They're going to go through that method of like, you're going to have to pay for every little piece. You want to go to that other part of this area? Was it supposedly Miami?
Yeah, they said that the game is going to be Miami, and then they're going to add more areas over time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure. It's going to take that money and those shark cards.
Yeah.
Right, but
so it's Grand Theft Auto Infinite.
Yeah.
Oh, God. this game's already ruined if they're doing that, because what are you going to again, you're not going to have a main story anymore. Like you just have expanding forever and ever and ever and ever. It's like what the
fuck? Why are you guys complaining about this now, though? Like they've been doing this.
Yeah, we did the Diamond Casino.
Wait, that was GTA 5 has a story with a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
But the fact that we don't have a GTA 6 right now is because of GTA 5, and because they're milking the shit out of that game right now. This game came out in 2013 before during the time when PS4 and Xbox One came out. Okay. And we haven't gotten a game since. So all this stuff with, the narrative and, fucking up with the narrative. What narrative? We haven't gotten an actual game from GTA I was in school back then.
Okay. So I don't understand what.
No.
I think what I'm saying. So what would you rather us say then?
Release a game. Stop milking GTA 5.
No. So I'm not even worried about that right now. Listen, GTA 6 is coming. We're not worried about that. The game's coming. I'm just worried about who the hell knows? It's coming. They're working on it. So I'm not even worried about that. I'm worried about what the product will be, Well,
what product? They haven't released anything in over a decade.
Carlos, what do you want us to do then?
Well, if you're going to complain to Rockstar about releasing new products,
I'm not worried milking the old.
We're worried about the product that they plan to release.
Exactly.
Well, how can I be worried about a product when we don't even know when the hell it's ever going to come out? It's hype.
We have an idea though. We have an idea because not just for the story, but just how they're going to do it. Because with GTA Online, we all played this when the Diamond Casino came out. So that's story based. In that online world, when people are like, "Oh, I miss this single player," it's not single player, but there is story. There's cinematic scenes and all that stuff. And
that'll be whack if they do it that way.
That's what I'm saying. The way they worded this, and with the growth and expansion, that's the same thing. It's like,
Tony, we did talk about this a long time ago that they were going to merge the single multiplayer into one thing.
And that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like they're doing.
Yeah, so, Carlos, you can't look at GTA 5. GTA 5 is a standalone thing. The game that came out in 2013, that single-player game, is the same. They haven't touched it. All the add-ons that they promised for it, they never brought it. GTA Online is a separate piece. And now they sell it separately, too. You can just get it without the single-player. So GTA Online is the reason. At Take-Two, I won't blame Rockstar for this. Take-Two is like, this is a cash cow. We can just sell shark cards and keep updating this thing forever. And the only thing you got in between there was Red Dead, right? You got Red Dead Redemption 2, and they added an online component to that, which we discussed wouldn't be as successful. It's not because people don't want to play as cowboys when you can fly around on a rocket sled and grief people, right? You don't have that with a horse. So it's like, this is not going to be as appealing to new players. And yeah, I mean, but they still updated. Red Dead Online is still an option, but GTA Online is the reason you're not getting anything else. They won't touch their other IPs because they don't feel they need to. And then now they're going to launch this game. This game eventually will supplant GTA Online, but it will be a hybrid game, like Adam said. You're going to play in that multiplayer world. You'll be that character. You won't get to make your character. There won't be a heritage system, whatever. You're just going to be the protagonist.
It's all in one. So there won't be a GTA and GTA Online. It's just GTA. This is GTA 6 all included.
Here's my thing. GTA 6, we're worried about GTA 6 being this GTA Infinite, GTA Fortnite free to play, and I feel like we're already in that stage. It's with GTA Online. That's their cash cow. That's the reason. A 13-year gap for almost any studio is a fucking lifetime ago. So we're worried about the quality of GTA 6 as a story, as a narrative, this whole virtue signaling stuff. I'm not worried about that because the company that released the game 13 years ago from a bunch of franchises that came out since 2001 or 2 is a completely different studio than it is today and when GTA 6 eventually comes out.
They release content every other month. We see.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they're releasing content for a game that's a microtransaction game that's an infinite game. What they're doing right now is milking the shit out of GTA 5 at the expense of GTA 6. And when GTA 6 comes out, it's going to be made by people who worked on GTA 5. They could have been in their 20s and they're going to be in their 40s by the time they could have moved on.
They're going to continue with that pattern? You don't think they're going to say, hey, you know what worked with the online? Let's do that. No. They're definitely going to do that.
But I'm not worried about it happening. I know it's going to happen because they're doing it now.
Yeah, but my problem is we're not going to get that single player story. That's my problem. We're not going to get that now. We're going to get this weird melding. and that's
to be honest. I think from what Carlos is saying, we weren't going to get that shit regardless.
Yeah.
Even if the Hauser brothers were still in there, they already looked like they were already wanted to go that direction anyway. Just having a giant open world sandbox and get rid of all the narrative.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, I don't think Dan Hauser would have stopped that either. Let's just be honest.
No,
they would have been more like it used to be. But yeah, you're right. Even if we had Dan Hauser, this would still not be the product I personally would want, and that's very upsetting.
And I feel regardless of whatever type of crowds they're trying to please, because quite frankly, GTA has never been a popular game when it comes to the people that are trying the small minority that are trying to quote unquote cancel these games, whether it's for religious or woke reasons or whatever reasons.
You could say that about any product. The people that they're targeting have never liked anything.
But what I'm saying, GTA in particular gets the most flack out of any other game in video game history.
Yeah.
When it comes to this stuff. So GTA has always gone through this, but what the thing that's affecting the quality, the single player, whatever it is you want out of a GTA 5 game, is the fact that GTA 6 game is the fact that GTA 5 is the most, like Chris mentioned, it's the most successful product in the history of any fucking product ever sold.
Yeah, no one's debating that. Though. No one's debating that.
Yeah, but they're gonna use that's the formula for them to do what they're gonna do, and what they're gonna do is what you fear, and what you fear is not having a concise single player story like it used to be.
Yeah, I already see it coming.
So that's the reason why they're gonna why GTA 6 is gonna be a gimped version of whatever GTA dreams we had in the past.
Yeah, I agree.
So it will be a game as what happens with a lot of franchise, just like Metallica or any other name. It's a name that people recognize. People buy it blindly because they heard about it, but it doesn't have any of the edge that it had originally.
Yeah, it's going to lose all that.
Yeah,
it's a damn shame, man. Damn shame. So
we'll see.
Yeah,
160 million fucking copies, man. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't think they're gonna change too much, only because of how we see with the DLC, the new one that just keeps coming out, and it still has all that. But my fear is that they're just gonna turn into online, where it's just gonna keep charging you for all of that.
There'll be gonna happen.
All this other shit, and it's just gonna be all integrated. And what if we get into the story and they're like, "Oh, you like this? We got these heists. Well, you got to put the shark cards." But I paid for the game. Yeah, you paid for the first part. But all the other stuff, come on now. You got to fork it over.
I also do have one last thing to mention about this game, GTA 6, the hypothetical game. Star Citizen is more of a game than GTA 6 at this point.
Okay.
The fact that that this game is as successful as it was, we make the joke every 16-year-old can't wait for their birthday so they can buy GTA, even though it's still a mature rated game and they can't get it, but 16-year-olds still somehow get it.
Yeah, a 16-year-old are born every day and they want GTA.
And they want GTA, and it rhymes. But the success will want them to go more family friendly, because they have a taste of what it is to get that mass audience. And if they can even fucking move the fucking goalpost to get more of an audience, they'll fucking do it. If it's for the fucking money, they'll do it.
If they could turn it into Fortnite, they will do it.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly.
And that's what I feel like the future of Grand Theft Auto is. You're gonna have the ability to do all the things that those things, just without any of the edge, just a sandbox, no substance really.
Yeah.
With battle royale modes.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it is. Anything else you guys want to say about GTA 6?
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Right. It's over.
It's been real. It's the irony is it's a victim of its own success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because it had to be this. Whatever the fuck it's gonna be,
Well, it's what it's like. It's kind of like, if you think about it, it's like when like New Line Cinema used to just make Freddy Krueger movies, and then when they started making real money, like the Lord of the Rings movies and so all that sort of stuff, then they started having not the ability to do the really cool things they could do anymore.
Yeah.
think that's the same sort of situation here. It's like they've gotten big now. They're the spotlight being on them more and more has more of an effect on them as opposed to them just saying fuck off and just walking the other direction like they used to.
Well, they have something that now hits the casuals, which is that online. Everybody that just jumps on, whether it's just for the social gathering aspect, it's not so much of the story. They want to do the crazy race car things that we used to play with the loops and stuff and just hang out. And they're like, shit, we just tapped into something. Let's just keep this going.
And it just, all that means for them is that they don't need to put any sort of effort into any sort of plot.
Yeah.
They just need to just drop you in a world and give you a bunch of shit to put on.
That's it, yeah.
Shit to put on and things to blow up.
Tony's character. Because that's what it sounds like. When I heard this Latino, I was like, "Oh, this is Tony. Tony plays with this chick."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's the thing everybody was focusing on. It's like they're gonna have the first female protagonist. Cool. And apparently it's gonna be a Bonnie and Clyde story. There's two characters, one guy, one girl, and they're together or whatever. That's interesting. That's cool. But again, I'm worried about the other stuff. I'm worried about the other stuff. That whole female protagonist, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm worried about everything else around it. But.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, as far as there being a female protagonist, that's neither here nor there. I mean, you could always
had it for
didn't one of the Grand Theft Auto, one of the other Grand Theft Autos have a female protagonist at one point?
No,
wasn't it like the Chinatown Wars or whatever the other ones that they made?
I thought it was like one of the
Chinatown Wars, maybe.
It was a top 10, but it didn't have. It wasn't like
it wasn't a 3D one.
Yeah, you didn't see anything. You didn't get the feel. Like that's the thing. Like how far are they gonna go? If they go edgy like this, like they've done with the other, for example, like
man, I remember. Yeah, go ahead.
When he would go to strip club, do the whole thing, are they gonna do the same thing and flip the script? You know what I mean? Like, is that an option if you're playing like this?
I don't know. Yeah, here's the thing. Like, having a female protagonist with the old Rockstar, that'd be fucking awesome.
That'd be nuts.
Because think about a female doing all that fucked up shit. But now, they even said they're not gonna punch down, so they're probably gonna play it down. It's disappointing. Old Rockstar, that would have been awesome with a female protagonist, but now. I don't know, man.
Wait and see.
I think the only thing that sort of came out of this is, I guess, is a overhaul of whatever their internal, like, because Chris talked about it, where it was like there's a lot of crunch and there's a lot of this, they, what was it? Rockstar New York was always considered the Eye of Sauron, all that shit that used to come out over the years.
Yeah, so. I mean, well, that's where Take-Two was, and that's so that was the head office. That's where the houses are, and, so everything came from there. But the development happened outside.
The Eye of Sauron. There's actually a really good documentary about the history of not Rockstar, but Grand Theft Auto, because the Hauser brothers, even they sort of pulled some sneakery to get themselves into control of that franchise. That was developed by another studio, and through different acquisitions, eventually Take-Two Interactive got their hold on it, and then the Hauser brothers worked their way into it. So even they're guilty of some shady ass shit, some shady ass hostile takeover bullshit. It's actually a really good documentary. I can't remember what channel what YouTube channel is on, but it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I just want to add to what Tony said about the whole female protagonist thing. I'm extremely just concerned about it, because one of the things I've noticed is that females in most media, they tend to get treated with kid gloves.
That's what I'm saying.
Certain things that people don't want to do with females because for some odd reason people consider females to not be equal to men. I don't know how that works.
That's what we're saying. It's like, how far did they go?
They would have gone far before, but now,
Well, here's the thing. If they think females are equal to males, then they should go as far as they've gone with the males. If they don't, then by definition, they are sexist.
Yeah, I mean,
damn, Brian.
I'm not the one who's saying that females are not equal to males here. I'm saying they are, so they should be treated the same. I mean, isn't that the whole point?
Well, yeah, it's just sort of. I mean, remember in GTA 4, you had Nico, and he's over there getting his different girlfriends, but they all had certain services that they could help, whether they could remove bail. But he was doing stuff with, are they going to bring that into this?
Who knows?
maybe not. Yeah, but I'm just concerned that they're just going to play it very safe, and again, as you guys have said, they're just going to file down all the edges and put like those baby things on the edge so that you can't hurt yourself.
The baby. What do it call the baby barriers or whatever?
Yeah, it's like lots of those things. They're just going to keep everything extremely safe and like they're going to make it just all non-offensive, and that's going to be really boring.
We'll know the rating. If it comes out like teen, then we know.
I'm sure rating will be 18.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I think it'll still be M for mature because that also having that stupid rating also is part of marketing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Again, we shall see. Move on here. All right,
2024, right? 23, 24.
We don't know when. They didn't say. There's no.
Oh, I thought it was like
they didn't. Nothing.
No, not definitely. I just thought they said within those years.
No, they didn't say shit. They didn't say nothing.
Right. Yeah, they have. Rockstar hasn't actually said anything in this. Well, this is just from a report that somebody made.
Yeah, exactly. Our boy Jason Schreier.
Oh yeah, Mr. Crunch, Mr. Enemy of Crunch.
Notice he's not talking about that anymore.
Yeah.
Should we call him? Should we call him Captain Crunch?
Yeah, we call him. Yeah, well, you know what? That's it. That Jason Schreier is now called Captain Crunch.
All right, man. I'm gonna switch some of these stories around. This one's a little cool. Okay, so the Xbox Series S and X has been the next gen leader in America, outselling the PS5 people. Uh-oh.
Wait, is this like for the month or whatever?
It says this quarter.
It's a quarter.
Yeah,
that's significant though.
Well, we know it's because of the supply issue. Because now you can, at least as of like last week, I remember Amazon had just the regular Series X right there, normal price, no issues, 2-day shipping. So it was available.
Yeah, it says right here, Microsoft has revealed that Xbox Series X and S have outsold PlayStation 5 this quarter.
Ooh. Oh. Is that including? Because I remember we mentioned this a couple of times. I think they were for months. Is this those months rolled into a quarter, basically?
A quarter is, what is it, 3 months, right?
No, I know. I'm saying, is this basically the same thing that we've reported on before, just in a different format, or is this in addition to?
Well, the last time we talked about it was the Japanese numbers. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I was wondering. Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out with the last time we talked about this. I mean, cool. It sounds like doing pretty well. I mean, we can't discount.
You could actually find Xboxes. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard you can find Xboxes and PlayStations in the wild from certain people, but I think I mentioned this on the last show or the show before. Regardless of, because supply issue definitely has something to do with it, probably on both sides to a certain extent, probably more on Sony's, but weird as it stands, like, we haven't seen a console race this close in a while, regardless of the reason, right? Like, I'm just saying strictly in terms of, like, numbers of consoles out in the wild, still pretty close.
Yeah. I mean, there are no official numbers yet. I mean, PlayStation released some numbers, but we don't know how much Xbox has sold. But I know the gap isn't like crazy like it was last gen.
Yeah, and that's important, I think, because it would have been advantageous for Sony to lock in that lead early this generation before Microsoft had a chance to show their cards. It's not been super smart on them. Well, not they've had a whole lot of choice. But
they've had no choice. Yeah, that's the problem. So apparently the PlayStation 5 has sold 20 million units so far. We don't know how much Xbox has sold, though. Remember, with Xbox, it's both Xbox X and S. That they're,
yeah, but the PlayStation, it's both SKUs of the PlayStation. So
I realize the digital one exists, Brett, but as far as I'm concerned, it's an urban legend. Nobody
I have one. I have one.
That's
what I have. I only have the digital one.
They don't count those as two different separate SKUs either.
No, Brett's right. They kind of both. I'm just making a joke about it because it's like nobody, people want it, but they can't find it. Then again, you said about the regular PS5.
Listen, I'll say the ability to get consoles is over when you don't see one of those dumbass tweets from one of those aggregate sites saying, oh, you can go get a PlayStation 4 or 5 and just sign in and wait on the virtual line. No, I just want to be like,
one works.
Press the button.
I know a few people recently that did the Sony thing.
Just press the button and then it works. I don't want to hear no lines. I don't want to hear no stupid ass pre-orders. Just press the button. It should be done. That's the way it should be. Not 2 years later after all this is done, you still got to pre-order this bullshit. It should be out there.
But then there's scalpers. I think they should go the route the way Steam did it. Just you have to have an active account. And then that's how they verify that it's
so. Well, the thing about it is that
a bunch of them.
Sony has the priority thing where
that's if you have work. That's how
if you have plus, it'll work on there. You know, like they whenever you turn on any of the versions of the store, he says you can get online or whatever, be notified or whatever when the new thing comes through. To be honest, that's bullshit. Just wait until it actually appears in stores, as opposed to doing this bullshit where you need to pre-wait on a line for the opportunity to pre-order a console.
That closed out real quick, man. That closed out real quick. Yeah. They shut that shit down. Because they all sold out too fast.
But that's the thing, though. That's not how it worked at all. Because
that's how it should work, man. Not 2 years. Not 2 years out the line, man.
No, there's no 2 years out the line either.
We're two. Look, this is the thing. The console came out in 2020. We are now in 2022. We shouldn't be in this situation where.
Well, that's a shortage issue. That's not their fault.
Again, we shouldn't. I know it's a shortage issue, but we shouldn't be in this sort of situation where we got to constantly do this bullshit. No, just wait, because to be honest, you're going to be waiting anyway.
I think in an age with all these scalpers and shit, I think this might be the only way. Even when we're out of this whole shortage issue, it's always going to be this way, because we've seen this. We've seen this with figures.
The thing is that once the the perceived the demand, once there's enough out there, all that bullshit scalping shit goes away. As of right now, if you want to use figures as an example, yeah, okay. So the G.I. Joe classified figures for at least from 2020 till now were crazy difficult to find because of all the stupid shortages and all kinds of stuff. But now they put out so many of those things, you can literally go into any store right now and get them, and there's no scalping happening. So all it just means is getting enough things out there and just. That's when it starts to become when it actually becomes available, because I don't consider whatever the fuck this shit is going on, it's not available. It doesn't exist. You may accidentally stumble into one. One might be sitting in the store there, but that's not really being considered available to me.
You can't get it by accident. You have to be deliberate to get this shit.
No, I mean, I'm saying, like, you may find one in the wild. Oh, hey, and then you got to.
I feel like at least everybody here.
You have to deliberately be online and constantly checking all the.
I know you guys aren't on a minute. Anybody else here receive an email from PlayStation saying that would you like to get? No. All right. No. So almost everybody I know that gets the emails got one, and people.
Well, I don't know who these people are.
I never get emails from Sony.
As far as I'm concerned, they're a bunch of ghosts.
But that's how I got mine. But the whole point is that that's great if they're doing it for active accounts, like the way Steam did. It's like, hey, you're an active user, so
you don't know if they're doing that though.
Is that there is absolutely no proof that they're doing it because of active accounts.
Yeah, we don't know that. That's what I'm saying.
We don't know that. They have not said this.
The people I know, that's how they didn't sign up anywhere.
Okay, so that's what. Okay, let's just say that's what you think. That this is. We don't want to make that as a statement. We want to be clear here. Right. The console shortage continues, but Xbox is doing well. By the way, I just did some Googling right now. Numbers obviously not official, but it seems that the consensus is that Xbox has sold roughly 14-15 million. So that would be 5 million behind PlayStation 5, which sounds about right.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah,
good that they're actually able to get those things into fucking stores, unlike fucking PlayStation.
And that's the other thing. Even on the Microsoft Store, if you go to the store and you click on the Xbox, if they don't have it, it says here, get on the little mailing thing, and we'll let you know when one of our retail partners have it in stock. I still have it. I haven't removed myself from it, and I get all the time for like Best Buy and shit, and Walmart. So like, oh, it's in stock. Do you want to click this link and you can get one? So then maybe Sony needs something like that, because I don't know if they're doing that through their PlayStation Store online.
All right, Adam, just say it.
Go ahead.
They gotta have something.
Oh, they gotta have some kind of sense. But I mean, remember how I got mine? I got an email from them, and that's it. So that's why I know that's what they're doing. And then the two other people that I know that they got the email and got put on that.
Adam hitting all the marks tonight.
Hell, even no. Even you, Tony, your friend. Remember that same day you called me up and she said she was using the phone. She got the email.
Yeah. Our boy Ghostini, Carlos, that's how he did it too.
Yeah.
All through that.
Yep.
Mr. Dini, how's it been?
Yeah, man. We saw him in Seattle. Good times, man.
A couple of people I know. Yeah, did that.
It does work, but this latest instance, that shit sold out instantly.
FOMO still.
FOMO.
You know what it is? It's like that. It's like that scarcity that helps such a. It's like, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to get it. I gotta go. I mean, to be honest, if you think about it, it's maybe to their best interest to leave these things limited to keep the demand high.
Yeah, right. It's again ironic because there's no games to play.
It just doesn't help though with the software sales. They need that. That's where they need to make their money.
And but there's no games.
Oh, they get to play the remakes and old ones, or get the services. That's
new games, man.
Or you can play. You can play Cat the game. You can play Cat the game on PlayStation 4.
Rockstar focusing on the details. Come on.
Yeah. You're buying a console, you're gonna play a fucking PS3 game.
Think about it. They know this. That's why they're pushing out these subscription services so they can push you all the older shit.
Yeah. Shit is crazy.
I am so privileged to have all the old games.
Me
actually,
too.
Since we're on the subject, I don't have this in show notes, but Adam, you were telling us about this. The Xbox apparently, the console is doing well, but the games aren't. What's going on with that?
Yeah, I gotta find that report. It came out.
I saw it though.
Yeah. They were talking about it, and they were just releasing that some of the numbers that from the Xbox side was dealing with. And it was surprising. There's two standouts was that they said engagement, online through gaming engagement was down like a certain percentage, but just the fact that they keep track of that, because I've never heard of that even on the PlayStation side.
They talk about engagement.
They talk about engagement?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so the engagement is down.
They used to be the numbers that Xbox used to throw out when their numbers were shit. They're like
50 million bullets fired in Halo.
Yeah, engagement is high. 50,000 cars crashed in Forza.
Low. But what isn't low is the subscriptions. They said a Game Pass subscription. In fact, this has been their most profitable time in the history of Xbox. And I was like, well, that makes sense, I guess, because you're getting monthly recurring payments from fucking millions of people. So yeah, I'm sure.
Little Timmy's.
But the question is, though,
pretty money.
But that's the funny part, because then it's like, well, people are buying a service for a bunch of free games, right? But then they're not playing those games. It's like getting a gym membership because it's on sale. Well, you get it. How many times do you go? And I think that's what's going on here, because if the numbers aren't adding up with the subs, are people just getting the services that, well, we're getting it future-proofing. We know the Activision deal and then Starfield. We'll play it then, but we'll get it now.
I mean, think about it. I subscribed to Xbox Game Pass for years, never fucking touched it. That's just how it is.
Part of the business model officially is that people forget the shit is still working and they just leave it there.
And laziness too. It's like, I don't want to.
Well, and that's what I was thinking too, because how many of those people probably signed up when it was just $1?
Yeah.
When they do those, and they don't even think about it, and they just let it linger, and it was like, all right, $15.
That was me. And then I see it, I'm like, I don't want to deal with this shit, and they just leave it alone. I'm like, I'm $50.
And we just talked about it. We can go back that whole FOMO thing. It's like, well, I don't play, but I know something's got to come.
Yeah, some people like that too. Yeah. So
exactly.
Real quick, Adam. So it says gaming revenue has been down 7%, right? Xbox hardware revenue is down 11%, which is interesting because
we just talked about the sales. Yeah.
Xbox content and service revenue also down 6%. Xbox Game Pass subs are increasing. All right.
Numbers don't make much sense to me.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
Xbox noted lower engagement hours and monetization in third and first party content. So Xbox Game Pass is doing great, but no one's playing.
Exactly.
They just leave the light switches on. Yep. on the occasion that they might come in and play something.
Is it like a brag? It's like, I got that service too. To use it doesn't matter, but I have it.
You're a real Xbox gamer if you got Game Pass, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, man. Let us move on. Brett, you may be upset about this.
Uh-oh.
So the Knights of the Old Republic remake is on hiatus right now. We don't know when the fuck it's coming now.
I heard.
Interesting, right?
To be honest, I feel like that company bit off more than they could chew.
Yeah.
The one that's doing all the ports? It's not the same one from Texas.
No, it's not. They're doing a full-on remake of the game.
Yeah, they're not porting it. They're remaking it.
Oh, that's a big project. That's a big project.
And Chris, they're modernizing it for modern audiences. You know what that means?
Oh boy!
What does that mean in the Star Wars universe? Because I don't. If he's
updating it for modern audiences.
What does the Star Wars universe have that's like problematic?
I don't know. They don't want you to be a prick.
Everything. Yeah, they don't want you to be a prick.
I mean, like, what are they going to say? What are they going to say what are they going to say? Dark Jedis are not as evil.
That's what I'm saying.
Anakin Skywalker didn't brutally murder a bunch of children.
That's all hearsay. Come on, no proof.
Well, he didn't. They're younglings.
Yeah, they just reminded me. It's like from Back to the Future. Like, what happens to my kids? Do they become assholes?
Exactly.
So let me see right here. Remind me the Verge. Okay,
so Luke make out with his sister. Maybe we scratched that part. We got rid of that. We fixed it.
Oh man. Let me just read some of this. Development of the upcoming Star Wars: The Knights of the Republic remake for the PS5 and PC is on pause, according to Bloomberg. I wonder if that's another Jason Schreier report. The game's art director and design director were also fired earlier this month after the development team showed a demo of the game to Lucasfilm and Sony.
Sony and Lucasfilm said this looks like shit.
They're like, where's the real one? Is this a joke? No, this is it. All right, get the fuck out.
Yeah, get out of
here.
Go
back to Starbucks. You're out. You're done.
Wow. Okay, so well, there you go. That's why it's delayed because they didn't like what they saw.
Sony and Lucasfilm said, "What the fuck are you making?"
Like, what is this?
So there's another interesting part to this.
Yeah.
They had cited the game was supposed to be released sometime in 2022, right? It was scheduled for release in 2022. I know. At the current rate, it was scheduled to be finished in 2025. But, and here's the part that I think is important, their right to the licensing is up in 2023. I think it got pulled and given to somebody else.
Probably, especially if this is true that they didn't like what they saw.
Well, even if they liked what they saw, it was okay. So you have a basic working seed of a game that's supposed to be released about now, and you're telling me it's going to be another 3 years.
Yeah, it says right here.
You can just give this to somebody else next year.
Yeah, it says right here that like you said, the now projected release date is probably around 2025 for a fucking remake of an old game.
That's also after they've spent 3 years working on it as well.
Wow. It's called Asper Media. They're owned by our
Asper. That's in Texas. Those are the guys who do all those ports.
Yeah,
they do all the ports that have been coming out. They did.
Well, they like they said they bit more than they could chew. They try to do a full-on remake, and there you go.
Yeah. They just do ports. They do a lot
I'm sure that game. Imagine if the game looked like that Grand Theft Auto HD remaster.
Oh, shit.
It's like, what the fuck is this? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are we paying you?
It says right here, Saber Interactive, another Embracer Group studio, is also helping with development, and Bloomberg says that some at Asper believe that Saber could take over. Asper, Embracer Group, and Sony didn't reply. All right, so Ooh, sounds like a mess.
It's dead in the water. We've seen this before though with other games. What was it? Wasn't Fable had a situation like this?
That was being remade.
There was one for years, and then all of a sudden they just scrapped it. It was like, yeah, but they put time already into
Final Fantasy Remake actually had this.
Yeah.
Where they essentially scrapped they had some other company developing the game and then they just scrapped it. Yeah.
Yep, that's what it was. And then related to this, apparently Xbox turned down having this game as an exclusive. Well, I guess they were literally now like, oh, good thing we did, you know?
Yeah, they're like, what? Oh, we've dodged the bullet on that one.
Yeah, because I think I saw a bunch of people using this as ammo. Obviously, Xbox is fucking stupid. They're fucking stupid. How could they do this? Sounds like they're fucking smart.
They dodged the bullet.
You know, because people just think, it was on Xbox first. It was on Xbox first. You know.
I mean, to be honest, like it would have made sense if they put it on there, but at the same time, it's like, you know, whoever's got the money makes that thing. So that's fine. I'm just like, why don't they just get like, what if they just gave what's it, BioWare that made that game? No, it wasn't, right?
No, the original one, yeah.
So
that whole team is gone now. We don't know who these people are.
I mean, it'd be kind of fun if they threw it at actual BioWare, right?
I don't know. They're not going to do that. You know, it's kind of interesting because then EA have the Star Wars license and BioWare.
Well, no, they opened the stuff. Well, Lucasfilm opened the Star Wars license.
There was a point where EA was the only one that had it. So it's kind of interesting.
Everybody has it. Ubisoft has one now.
They do have one.
Everybody who could have a Star Wars game has got one going.
You get one. We get one.
You get a Star Wars game.
You know,
everybody gets one.
That shit is wild, man. Xbox, I guess they did the right thing in the end.
They're like, whoa.
What else here?
Phil was probably like, whew, good thing we didn't go with that one.
Yeah. And the last thing I have here is
what?
There's a Black Panther game coming, open world.
Black Panther. Okay. I haven't seen that movie, the first one. So.
Well, I mean, it's a good movie.
But they're probably like superhero stuff.
They're probably gonna do like an amalgam of whatever who's developing it, by the way.
Let us look this up. I just find it funny that Black Panther game is gonna have Black Panther in it, and the Black Panther movie is not gonna have Black Panther in it. You know,
well, I mean, to be honest,
you know,
the Black Panther game, because they do like what Guardians of the Galaxy did, or Spider-Man the game. You just have a different character, different actor playing him.
I'm just taking a jab at Wakanda Forever. What's up, Brian?
It's the same guys that did the Shadows of Mordor.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that wasn't bad.
That's cool. We'll have the Nemesis system is coming back.
Yes, Monolith. Look at that. Ooh, yeah.
What is it? We'll get you, Black Panther.
Yeah. We'll get you, Black Panther.
They'll be like,
you took my eye. I'm coming back for it.
They'll be like, I'm coming back for you.
Yeah, if this thing has a Nemesis system, that could be fun.
I think they have the patent to that because we've never seen any other developer.
Oh yeah, they're the only ones. Yeah.
Well, as I remember, that company owns the rights to that system.
Yeah,
like that's why nobody can ever use it or do anything similar because they have the patent on it.
Yeah. Yeah, so Monolith, that could be fun. Other than that, we don't really have anything concrete, but
sure.
We'll see.
It could be fascinating. Again, the gameplay loop was very heavily based by the Arkham games, so I can that type of system works for like hand-to-hand combat. So Black Panther primarily does that, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it could be good as long as they do everything well and they don't just. I just have this bad feeling that they're going to do some sort of like weird like Chadwick Boseman thing in there at some point.
They probably
he's going to be Boseman-esque.
Yeah. I'm going to say this.
Just like mural or something there, which is fine. I don't mind that, but I just don't like the idea of like, okay, let's take inspiration from the MCU and have like MCU type qualities like the human, whatnot. It's like, no, don't do that. Just be your own game. That's why it works.
Yeah. But the fact it's by Monolith, I didn't know that beforehand. That gets me a little bit more interested. And if it's like Shadow of Mordor, but Black Panther, could be interesting as long as it's not like whatchamacallit, the sequel. You know, we don't need that monetization bullshit. Anyway, yeah, boy. Adam, what have you been playing? I know you've been playing a lot now on Steam Deck, boy.
Yeah, man. I told you I've been playing my Rockstar table tennis with the Wii one. I've been playing the Warriors with the PS2. I brought that. Yeah, so yeah, I've been playing that.
Rockstar table tennis.
My Def Jam 5 for New York on there. I've been playing that. What else did I just put? Of course, I had that one finger Death Punch. Been playing that. God of War on there.
And the game too.
Been playing that. Kung Fu, which is what spawned the interest to play the other one. Playing that. Yeah, that is fun. I feel like there's all kinds of stuff. Then, of course, Fallout 76. Still playing that. Going through that. Gears 4 and 5 Horde mode. Still playing that with these people. Ghost Recon Wildlands, Friday, Saturday nights, we're doing that. So, yeah, it's a lot. Oh, and there was something else I forgot. But, yeah, a lot. Been playing a lot.
A lot of games.
A lot of games.
Manny, have you gotten a chance to play anything?
I've been playing the Guardians of the Galaxy. I went back to playing that again. I'm trying to get the 2 last combat trophies. They're sort of context, you can only do them in certain chapters of the game.
Yeah,
which is a little bit annoying. Like you have to do it during, you got to do, in the Guardians of the Galaxy they have a move that you do with one of the characters.
Yeah, that was the Drax. And you can there's early on with those creatures.
Yeah, like Drax has the thing where he has to, he beats.
I'm missing that one too.
Yeah, I need the one for Groot where he has to get the one of those charging enemies charges at you, and then you get his energy down and Groot does the thing with him, and that's why I need that one, and I need the other one with Drax, and those are the last 2 trophies I need in the game. I mean, again, and then right now I've also been, I think I said this before, I think I managed to get the trophy that I was looking for. That was, I thought what my save was glitched, but it actually wasn't. So it count
the outfits? Getting the outfits?
No, it wasn't the outfits. It was the completing the they don't. Okay, so there's a compendium where, in other words, it's like a bunch of items that you pick up in the game. You get little descriptions. The brunt of that is these special items that appear inside of each of the Guardians' rooms. So you find it in the environment. Then when you're on the Milano, you go into their room and then you look at it, and then they come in and they give you a little bit more character development. Actually, the development on the characters is actually really good. They do these really cool little things where you find this one thing, and then maybe Rocket will go about a little bit more on about his past, and how he.
Yeah, those things are fun.
Those things are. There's actually quite a bit of them that are really. Yeah. You get to know, because Gamora, if you play the game normally, she's very hush hush about anything that happened during her time with Thanos. So you get to find out a little bit more about her and Nebula, who they say is dead in the game, but she's probably alive. But anyway, yeah, it's cool. So just going through the game again because I deleted the profile save to try to attempt to fix what was wrong. So I managed to fix what was wrong, but I still need to it essentially reset the fact that I hadn't gotten those items. So a weird sort of thing happens. So it appears in the compendium. I already had the conversation with the character, but I still see that item and I can pick it up. But if I pick up the item, it'll soft lock the game. But that's only for things that I've already picked up, or that I redid the reset save on. So again, just working through all of that and just hoping I can, I'm gonna use the chapter select to go back to the level and see if I can get that stupid move to happen, and then do the final completion on that game, and then I'll have my I'll have my 45th platinum.
Oh shit, let's go.
All right.
And the other one, and I was just thinking to myself, again, there's not a lot of games coming out these days, so I was thinking maybe I should go back. So I was thinking of going back to Murdered Soul Suspect.
Oh wow, get the platinum on that, huh?
Yeah, because
that's the mystery one, right? The mystery
that's
one.
the ghost mystery one. Yeah. It's a fun game. I actually, me and Tony played. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm very close to the platinum too, but I don't know if I want to go back.
Yeah, because the stupid thing about that game is that it has a point of no return in it. So at the end of the game, so the problem is that if you don't have a save that's at that point in the game, then you're sort of screwed. You know, like before the point of no return. So like that's what happened to me. I got most of the stuff. I missed some small things. So yeah. I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I'll just, since I already got through the game and got all the like the combat trophies and things that you're supposed to get in there. All the trophies, the only trophies I need, the stuff I need to get is the collection, completing the collections trophies, which is not too bad.
Nice. All right. Carlos, have you played anything?
I played Shredder's Revenge.
Oh yeah, we played that.
Yeah, we played that. Yeah, man.
Other than that, I don't think anything.
Damn, man, come on.
There's nothing out, man.
I just give you a list of shit.
That's old shit, though, man.
Don't matter what old shit, new shit.
Carlos is young. He's all about what's new. He don't go back.
I'm old and I just want to play the new shit, though.
There's plenty of games he hasn't played.
You know my attention span is not,
We gotta fix that.
Like a Gen Z. Yo, man, I'm one of those people that needs to be inspired to play a video game. Nothing inspire me right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man.
Try that One Punch, that shit. I'm trying to try that.
It'll change your life.
It will. There's leaderboards and shit, and get good.
Yeah. As for myself, and I actually talked about this on Sunday, and my quote unquote review is up because it's not rated because the game's not. It's in a beta form still. My Multiverses hands-on review is out. Played a few hours of it. Even though I played a lot more during the beta, the closed beta, so it was easy to write this. I did this because for two reasons. One, I haven't reviewed a game in who knows how long because there's no games anymore, right? And then I was like, I want a challenge because I don't like these type of games. I don't like these Smash Brothers games. So I'm like, how objective can I be in a review? And I think I did a pretty good job. That's the
thing. That's the gold standard, the Smash Brothers. So how did you compare it? Did it play like it, or
it played exactly like it to me? There was no difference, And then I was talking to one of my colleagues who had played it. He did a preview of the beta, and I was like, "Yo, is this any different than Smash Brothers?" Because it felt the same to me. He's like, "No, it's the same, and that's why it's good." Because apparently the Nickelodeon game wasn't, did some shit people didn't like. The PlayStation All Stars did some shit people didn't like. But this one is just like, no, Smash Brothers just with, Warner Brothers characters, And to that end, it works. You get to see Superman fighting fucking Bugs Bunny and Shaggy fighting Batman. It lives up to that promise. And it's actually deeper than I expected. There's a lot of moves and stuff. So. Good game if you like that sort of stuff. Not for me, but again, I was like, I haven't reviewed a game in who knows how long. Like a new game. Like the last game I reviewed was about a month ago with Sonic Origins, but that doesn't count. That's an old game. Old games, I should say. So who knows what the fuck the next game I'm going to review. You already know I'm going to review in a little some later on this year, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
Ninja Gaiden.
Closer to winter,
snowboarding, cool borders.
Yeah, right. You already know.
He's gonna be doing the new George R. Martin game. There you go.
That's a good idea.
I can't wait until you hammer out that review.
Exactly, man.
Man, put the hammer down.
The cool thing is, I can pretty much review any game I want. I was like, no one's gonna say no to me.
Who's the dude that's doing that game reviews? Like,
what happened?
Who's the dude that's doing the game reviews?
Marshall, he's the main guy that covers games and stuff. So the rest
he's
of us...
He's not going to get hot? He was like, yo, who do you think you are?
No, he doesn't care. He's like, that dude is so swamped with work. He's like, please, take it. So, because he does a lot of peripherals. And there's always a ton of peripherals. Keyboards and mice and monitors and all this stuff.
Tony, you reviewed a similar game a few years ago. So hopefully, if you repeat a word from that review, man, people are gonna come after you if you keep repeating words.
Yeah, right.
Some sort of, I don't want to get too specific, but
I know what you're saying. Yeah, like, what are you repeating words? You using the A again, motherfucker?
You said
the. He said the again. He said the again. Oh, this motherfucker said bye. BY. Okay, that's it. And he's reusing words now. But yeah, Multiverses, go check it out. It's free. It's completely free. I should say this about the game. The microtransactions are not that egregious, right? You can buy shit, but it's all cosmetic stuff. Who knows if that could change it? It could, but right now, you could. There's There's two types of currency. You know how these games go. You got your regular stuff that you just get by playing the game, unlocking stuff. You could buy new characters, new costumes, and then there's this other premium shit that you got to buy for it, but it's not horrible.
But Smash Bros, you have to buy characters.
You don't buy characters.
You can't unlock them. They need real money to get if you want those Neo Geo dudes and stuff.
Yeah, So yeah, that's what I've been. And tonight, just for right for this, I'm like, I'm playing some Sonic Origins. It's a little some good game.
Even though there's a lot of reported problems with those games.
I reviewed the game. I give it a very positive. I haven't seen a single problem with it. My only complaint was the fucking music in Sonic 3, and I explained why that is. Although I didn't mention it. You know what I'm saying, man? I explained it without saying it directly.
So is it a problem just on a particular platform?
Yeah, what is the problem, man?
There's I forgot. It's like it's blurry. The game is actually blurry. It's using some sort of stretching thing that's happening on it, so the pixels are not clear.
I didn't notice
and
that.
then there's a couple. There's also a couple issues of the PC version.
Oh, okay. I'm playing on PS5. And I said this in my review. My other complaint was there's no CRT filter in the game. I'm like, what the fuck? Where's my CRT filter?
There is a filter that makes it even blurrier.
Yeah, I know that one sucks. I'm like, don't turn that shit on. Looks bad. I never like those smoothing effects and I want the CRT shit. I want the fucking scan lines. Because those games are made to. They look better that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brett, what have you been playing lately, sir?
I've been playing Valheim on my Steam Deck.
Tell us about Valheim.
You'd hate it. It is a kind of sandbox building survival game. Y'all know how I am. I love building shit. That's my jam. It's not the kind of survival, thankfully, where you have to eat and drink and all that kind of stuff. It's more like when you die, you drop all your shit and you have to get back to it. You set your spawn points by building beds. Building things lets you craft higher level gear, get higher buffs, but you also get skills by using them. That's my favorite progression in any kinds of games is school Mario. And you want to get better at jumping? Jump. Eventually, you'll get better at jumping. It makes more sense to me than a fucking skill tree. It straddles the line between looking good and looking bad, depending on what you're expecting. If, for a building game, you're like, it doesn't look bad. It looks way better than Minecraft. It's no Assassin's Creed, but it looks good, and it's genuinely fun. I put myself in a long house. The first
one. You faded out.
You faded out for that last part.
I said I built myself a little longhouse, and I fought the first boss. Basically, the point of the game, Tony, is kind of like Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
There's 8 bosses to defeat.
Nice.
And so all the stuff in between is kind of gearing yourself up. If you want metal spears, you got to go find some metal, and you got to make some spears and that kind of thing. So it's nice to sometimes just kind of zone out and chop trees, and sometimes to fight giant demon forest creature deer things.
Good stuff.
So, demon. Oh, I'm enjoying it.
Good stuff. Right, Brian, what you got?
I've been playing Stray.
Stray, the cat game.
Yep, just slowly working through that. It's all right. Nothing major so far. So yeah,
it's. I mean, it's a very. The way I felt it was just a very sort of low energy sort of game. Not not like I mean, there's a couple of points of things, but I felt at least for me, I felt the intriguing part of it is their little robot world.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Also, I've been playing Monster Hunter.
Back in the fray,
but not on my PlayStation, technically speaking.
Excuse me. Brian has also been doing something with it.
Yes, Brian.
Yes. Yeah. The remote play works on the Steam Deck, so you can remote play your PlayStation games, well, PS4, PS5 games, through your PlayStation on your Steam Deck, and it works really quite well. Obviously, there's a bit of delay on there, so I did notice it, but it wasn't enough to turn me off. Evidently, I played mostly perfectly fine. So yeah, I just tugged it up because I learned about it at the end of the last Throwdown, and then like the next day managed to get it all set up and done. There's a bit of setup that needs doing, but it's not too difficult. It's just, again, there's plenty of YouTube videos, and the steps are like 4 or 5 steps, and that's it. And the hardest thing you need to do is copy and paste a URL.
I'm amazed how that weirdly works.
I think it's just because it's just input and output, and it's just sending the signal over the Wi-Fi, and I think that's all it really is. Again, I'm not too sure, but the fact that they've done that, it's like that's cool, and you can now do it.
I'm surprised that they haven't done it on more like devices like that. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't seen any information. Then again, I'm not paying attention to it, but I haven't seen very much information of like people essentially using, slingboxing their, whatever console, remote play things to other devices besides cell phones and shit.
It is, but I'm sure that there's no way that Sony can make money off it, so maybe that's why they've not tried it. Yeah, but yeah, it's nice. The only downside I've found so far is there's not been a way to emulate the touchpad and to emulate directional input on the touchpad. So swipe up, down, left, and right. So far, I've not seen anyone that has said there's a way to do that, but apart from that, everything else works mostly fine. Like it just works. Like, and the inputs are mapped to where they should be. So if you know PS5 or PlayStation layout, then you'll be right at home. Obviously, you can't look at your pad because then it's like, X. Cause on the Steam Deck, X is what? X is
Xbox.
It's the Xbox X, but then it's not the same one which is the square button. So hence, it's kind of like, just watch what's on screen and ignore what's on your controller, and you'll do fine. But yeah, it's good. I can't wait to try out more stuff. Also, on the Steam Deck, been playing Braid. It was one of those games I always wanted to play. I played it for like 5 minutes once, and then I put it down. So I thought, hey, Braid seems like a good like Steam Deck type game, and yeah, it is. It works well. Can't wait to play other games. I think the next game on the Steam Deck is going to be... Oh my gosh.
Madden.
Not. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name. Is it Odyssey to the West?
Enslaved.
Yes, Enslaved.
Oh, shit, let's go.
Yes.
I remember that.
Actually, I've not played that yet, but yeah, it's on the Steam Deck, and I have played Inside. Inside. Oh, which one's Inside again? I was going to look.
That's the limbo sequence.
Inside is the one with the fucked up ending.
Okay, yeah, I have played Inside. Inside ending is, dear God, that was that was an ending.
Last 20 minutes, like what the fuck?
It's pure nightmare fuel, So in long, short terms, been playing the Steam Deck.
Good stuff.
Also, I have a story to tell that I can't tell here.
Oh, excuse me. All right, let's save that for the after show.
People from work might be watching.
Oh, all right. Ben, Chris, what have you been playing lately?
Oh, since we played Shredder's Revenge, I haven't played Squad.
Damn.
Before that, I got like several endings in Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Tried that out on the Steam Deck.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I played through part of Doom 2 just because I got real nostalgic and I had it in my library.
Nice.
I was like, what else can I try on here? I mean, it's like stupid. I was like, I should be stressing it, but I was like, man, I really want to play old Doom, and I just tried it up. It was great. I fucking loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but
Steam Deck,
that's
man.
it. Like, yeah, no, it's been great. Like I have to like in the day like not turn it on because like it's right near me, and while I'm working, I'm like, oh, I could just.
It's like Chris.
I'm like, no, you shut up.
Play me.
Oh, that's when I got that stand coming tomorrow. So that's what I'm gonna just see it right.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Can't resist that. He's like, Adam.
No, let me know how the stand is, man, because I will get that shit.
Yeah. I saw it on a few people. The one of the guys affected when we were watching the Emu deck, he did a whole breakdown, and I noticed he had his thing propped up. I'm like, where is that? And then he posted in a comment. And then another dude that I know that does a lot of emulation and stuff, he also recommended the same one because it can fold down, so you can put it in your box, in your bag or whatever. It's not like just a big.
I should just shove the Switch out of the way, just slap the whole stand and everything else.
Shit, I could put it in a box or something. God damn, what a wreck.
All right, man. We are done here. So, do we have anything to plug?
Yes, I do. Let me get my stuff in order. But yes, I will be at C2E2 coming next week on the weekend of the 5th. I will be in Artist Alley Table L16. So I'll be there selling my wares, saying what's up, kissing babies, shaking hands.
Don't kiss them. They got COVID. The babies got COVID.
No. Then immediately disinfecting myself instantly after.
Cleanse yourself with the water.
There's still about those masks. You know, I don't mind the whole mask thing, to be honest.
Been doing it for years, right?
I mean, we've at least been doing it for 2 years now. But, you know, I don't know. Especially going to conventions. Like, conventions in general are a festering hive of friggin' germs.
It's always been like that. Even before this, it was called con. What was it?
Con crud. Or, you know, you get the con crud. Or back in the day when people went to, was it PAX West or PAX Prime, as they called it then? Everybody got fucking bird flu. I don't know.
This year when they got COVID.
Right now you can get COVID or get monkeypox or whatever.
They had PAX East and motherfuckers caught COVID off of one of the workers. You know.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that one girl passed away from it.
Yeah. Crazy. Hold on. Armando, what's going on, brother? Chancleta Mangu in the house. Too bad you're showing up when we're about to quit. You know, but with the mask thing, Manny, I'm fucking done. I don't even wear the subway or buses anymore. Fuck this shit. I'm done. 2 years of this bullshit. Fuck this. You know. So I'm free. Even the bus drivers don't even wear. I'm like, why am I bothered? What am I doing here? You know. So we're done. We're done with that shit.
Oh, I mean, obviously, when you go to the conventions, they have the little mask mandates, and they have to check your little dealies, and you know, it is a necessary evil if you want to go to one of these conventions. So. Is what it is.
Yep.
I'll be there. You know, saying what's up.
There.
Yeah. You know. Yeah, just like Baywatch.
There you go.
Because I'm always ready. Because
All right. Shout out to yo Armando. We gotta hang out someday, bro. All right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. And Adam, do you have anything to plug?
Nothing yet. I still got a lot of other things coming up that I plan on doing over at the site, but no. The shows don't come back till August, so.
When is
It's in August.
When is the new the proper come out? What day?
Mothership.
Mothership. Yeah.
I gotta look at the date because I've just been keeping my eye for the Tales one because AMC keeps me updated. It's coming soon. It's like
the emails?
August. You got the emails?
It's August 14th. It's definitely like first, second week of August.
It's August in a couple of days.
Yeah. So it's
almost time.
Yeah, you know, I almost forgot about that shit. Like that August was coming. Like I don't know if you guys have some of this stuff. Like there's services like you get your like paycheck earlier, right? So I got my paycheck like a couple of days. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh, the month's about to be over. That's why, you know.
Every 2 weeks, bud.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was like, yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. I got paid too. Ain't that
Give me the
something?
cash.
Give me the cash. I was like, oh, give me this money.
Give me that money.
Oh man, it's good. It's good to get paid. All right, we are done here, people. So make sure you follow Throwdown on Twitch and Twitter. Join the Discord where Mob Hits is always dropping the rumors. I don't know where Mob Hits was tonight, though, man. He wasn't dropping nothing.
Yeah, man, where you at?
You know, Throwdown Show. We are on every podcast app you could think of. There's 2 words, Throwdown Show, separate, not one like we used to have it. Now we separated them bitches. Throwdown Show. Throwdownshow.com is our audio boom where you can listen to the previous episodes. And if you have been watching us on YouTube and you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of when our premieres go live. Links to everything down below. Once again, I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and 10 hours joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you next time.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Peace out.
Adam Vale.
Go have a good weekend, everybody.
Brett Murdoch.
Deuces.
And Brian Manjoma.
3 million and counting. Some people just can't stop winning.
Good stuff, man. All right, you already know. We'll see you on Sunday. Later.
Laters.
Latest.